just assumed there would be like fiction and poetry mixed in with
bits of
everything
mine
else.
fiction.
Poetry.
You want to do flash fiction, you want to do crazy layup poetry,
We can write poems about plaid.
Little flash fiction. Flash fiction is such a, I think it's a great medium, especially for this kind of time.
Really cool.
I would really love to see some reviews.
Yes.
But we were about to do bios, so we're not going to.
Andrew's going to go first because he volunteered.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm Andrew. I've never met any of you before apart from Rich and Sarah.
I make the blanket statement that you were all awesome. Before,
Yeah,
sorry.
so that's
There we
fine.
go.
I already know that. I work as a books editor at Huffington Post. I have done books and magazines and stuff before. And what I'm going to try and do is I've set myself a kind of challenge because 24-hour magazine isn't enough. So within that, I'm going to sit down for 5 minutes every hour and write a different thing about trust, whether that's fiction, non-fiction, whatever. What then happens to that, if someone wants to take it and illustrate it, do something photographic, whatever with that, and we'll come up with a system which it can still be edited and fact-checked and everything else, and that's fine. I'm fine with it being edited outside the 5 minutes. I'm just going to try and do it every hour and then put the timestamp on it, so it'll start to get more and more deranged and scary as I'm forcing myself to wake up and cursing loudly and so I'm sorry about the fact that this alarm will be going off every hour as well. But beyond that,
It's good that an alarm will go off every hour.
I think that's a feature.
Yeah, there we go, not a bug. And so that's the thing that I want to do as my thing, and as I say, people are welcome to take it and do whatever they like with it. Beyond that, I really want to work with anybody and anyone who, and I love doing this, so just going, hey, I want to do something about this, let's come up with something, what can we do together, how can we work it? I really enjoy doing that, whether it's words and images, or just images, or concepts, or who can we talk to. So grab me if ever you want someone to work on something, because I like doing that. I think that's me.
I'll go next only because that inspired me, because I now want to do some sort of epistolary article for 24 where so an epistolary novel is where it's letters back and forth telling a story, but I think it would be really cool to do something like that about, not necessarily about, as meta as a lot of our stuff is, about the formation of the magazine, but come up with some idea that works over the 24 hours as sort of an epistolary article or epistolary fiction.
Oh, I have a thing. Meta is good, but it's not everything that we are.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes.
Thank you.
So that said, I'm Elizabeth. Hi, I've met most of you. I mostly spend my time writing about sexual health as a profession, and I am a sex educator professionally. I'm also an actor and an erotica writer, and I do everything. But one of the things that I want to sort of do is a bunch of pieces of long-form content, and I'm not certain. Some of the ideas that I have may not actually fit as well with the magazine as I thought, but one of the things that I want to write about is sort of, I work with an organization called ASECT. I'm certified by them, which is Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, and they're horrible at queer issues and alternative sexualities, and I may be shooting myself in the foot, but I sort of want to write about my experience as a queer woman in this organization.
I'm down for that.
And that actually fits. The thing that doesn't fit is because I spent all of my time writing about sexual health and I was thinking about trust, I kind of wanted to write something about the problem with using trust as currency in sexual relationships.
That sounds cool too.
Wow.
Which I'm not certain fits with the magazine, but
So no matter what content you guys come up with, if you make it, we'll put it somewhere. It might not be in the magazine proper print, but like we have lots of places that things can go. And I actually fully intend to make a storefront board of all of the amazing stuff that didn't make it.
Yeah.
So.
But yes, I play well with others, and I like taking pictures as a way to take a break from making words. And I have an awesome 50mm 1.2 lens on my camera, so if any of you want to play with it, have fun.
Yay. I'll go off of that, because talking about your epistolary idea, I was sort of thinking about, because I told Sarah this, I'm really interested in process. I don't write things normally in what I do. I'm a director, I'm a stage director, so I'm used to working with people and putting things up and not writing them. But I kind of wanted to do something where I talk to everyone about what trust means in the work they do. Because it's very important for me as a director, because it's what I establish with actors, and otherwise I can't do anything. So just kind of getting blurbs, however long, from people about what trust means in all of our different fields and different things that we do, and then finding common threads in that and trying to work something out of that.
Yeah, I really would like to, at some point, maybe it's a long-form article, maybe it's that or something, I really want to try and write something about the way that creators across all mediums share experiences.
Yeah.
Like, I think that that's very interesting, and that's one of the bases upon which you are all here, from very different fields. Like, because for some reason, everyone here works in a different field, but you all thought this was a great idea for some reason.
Maybe because it's a great idea.
I mean, but, like, it appeals to something in us that's more basic than the specific work that we do, and that's interesting, and I want to talk about that.
So I'm Rose, by the way, I didn't start with that. I'm the other Rose.
We're going to have to figure this out.
I didn't know which I'm going to call the other Rose, so I was like, that might be rude.
So I'm happy to go next. My last name is Fox, and my username basically everywhere is Rose Fox. And I'm used to people coming up to me and going, "Hey, Rose Fox." So if you want to get my attention and not hers, feel free to say, "Hey, Rose Fox," and I will turn around.
Yay!
And that will work just fine because I don't like nicknames, but it's not a nickname; it's my name, so that's okay. Hi, I'm also Rose. In half of my professional life, I edit 160-word book reviews for Publishers Weekly. The other half of my professional life, I edit 300,000-word novels for people who want to self-publish. So when I say that I'm willing to work any medium of any length, I really mean it. I think we probably would not be able to fit the 300,000-word novel that you write in 24 hours into the magazine. But if you do that,
you have my I will publish that.
Everlasting. So really, whatever you want to send my way is fine. I have a similar thing as you do. I don't write very much anymore. I used to be a journalist, and I got out of it because I really preferred editing. Editing is what I do. It's what I am before I was in editing. I worked in customer service. Before I did that, I was a bartender, which also oddly falls under the category of reacting to other people's mistakes. So that's really what I do. I take stuff and I fix it. And I'm happy to take anything and work with you to try and make it better than it currently is for our mutual definitions of better. And I feel, my guess is that I'm going to spend like the next 2 hours basically sleeping because I'm also really a night owl. I went to bed at 1:15 in the morning for this. That was hard. Wow. That was really hard.
Really hard for you.
My usual bedtime is 2. I prefer to go to bed more like 4 a.m. So I'll be taking the night shift, which is what Copy Desk does. But I figure I will spend a couple hours sleeping and letting other people generate stuff. And then I will come around and I will start poking at your stuff. And I'll be like, you could put these photos in the sequence, or you could do this or that or the other thing. If I stick my nose where it's not wanted, please tell me to go away. I know some people have a drafting process where you're like, I need to draft this myself. And once I feel comfortable with it, then I can share it with somebody else. Totally fine. I will work with whatever your process is. I just want to help make this shine, basically. That's what I do.
Yeah. Let's do next.
Just jumping off of the fact of, again, I'm not a writer. I write occasionally, but usually it's, like stabbing my arms and like dribbling on a page and then running away. Which is why I don't write. If I do write, I tend to write in like lists and bullet points and things like that. And I'm like an obsessive, like a magpie, like ooh shiny, and like collect and pull things together. Most of my life I am, well, a barista, except I killed the coffee this morning. But artistically I'm a stage director and dramaturg. So working with a lot of playwrights, kind of like an editor, but less on like a grammatical, structural sense, and more on like where are the holes in the story, and like what story you're trying to say, and
That's absolutely
all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I was the literary manager at William Mammoth Theatre in DC for several years, and then started getting sort of like frustrated with the desk jobbiness of it, and so left there, worked with a smaller company, left there, and just started stalking different artists, and then going up to them and being like, I think what you do is really cool, can we have coffee? And so have sort of like amassed a bunch of connections with different cool ideas, none of which I know how are going to fit into this, but I trust that they will in some way.
Also, you and I are going to do something about grandmothers.
Yes.
One of our Kickstarter people requested that we do an article about grandmothers. It was my mom. Because my grandmother passed away recently, and so did Alyssa's.
Yeah.
But anyone else who also wants to talk about
I actually
grandparents?
would really love to get in on that because I wasn't going to bring it up, but the phone call I took earlier, actually, my grandfather is sort of in the process.
Oh my
So
god.
I would actually love to get in on that.
Let's
When
do
is your
that.
birthday?
No, seriously, when is your birthday?
October.
Okay, great.
Sarah's birthday is a week after mine, and her grandmother passed away a week after mine.
Yeah.
So we were like,
Yes, let's do that. Oh, we would really like to do that.
I would also like to be in on that,
Sure.
because I was named Rose for my great-grandmother, Rosalie.
So was I.
Shortly after moving to Brooklyn, I had thought, like, my family was from Connecticut for generations, and shortly after moving to Brooklyn, I, on a whim, Googled up my great-grandparents' names and found a Brooklyn marriage license, and it turned out that they had lived, like, walking distance from where I now live. And I've been thinking all about family connections and what you just don't know about your family, and family legends particularly, because my family legend is much more important than history.
Oh, I could do something really interesting about
So-
family legend.
So I would very interested. Like my whole,
That would be cool.
I mean, Rosalie was my mother's mother's mother, and all of those women, you know, are just incredible influences on me. I spent like 20 years trying to live up to them, and then another 10 years kind of accepting that I am. So I would really like to be.
Let's do it. That's one that needs to happen.
yeah, and I have, like, as I was telling Sarah, like, when I was getting ready to drive up here, I just kind of went through my room and grabbed stuff, and I was like, maybe this will be interesting.
Swords.
When I was home for my grandmother's funeral, I got pictures, I got jewelry. I brought a collection of photographs that we went through, like this huge tab of my grandmother's photos, and they were the photos that no one could identify. So they're like the people that are somehow connected to our family, but no one knows who they are anymore.
Oh, we have a thing. We have a Kickstarter that relates to that.
Okay.
I have them all together. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Thing.
So yes.
Sorry.
So I will probably spend the morning just talking about various things.
That sounds great. Who wants to go next?
Oh, actually, I learned a crazy amount of stuff about my grandmother when she died over the summer.
There you go.
Like, all this family history I did not learn when my Boston Irish Catholic family started drinking at 11 in the morning after the funeral at a pub that was apparently allegedly owned by my great-grandfather that I had no idea about. Apparently he was like a machine politics guy in that part of it. It was crazy.
Do you want to talk about your idea about awesome?
Yeah. We've used the word awesome a lot.
Also, who are you?
Oh yeah, I'm Kevin Clark. Hello. I'm a composer. I don't actually play the ukulele, but I bought one so that I can make videos without being responsible for playing well. And so I want to do something that's going to be a score of some kind. Maybe it's just one page, maybe it's a sketch, maybe somebody's tweet will become an art song. I don't know. A lot of things I do are also sort of all with words. The music I write is basically entirely about language and the experience of reading and, well, dramaturgy actually. And so if you guys have poems and you want to think about how they're performed, one of the things that I do most is put a little bit of music underneath a poem, and so the things that your character is experiencing but can't say wind up happening somehow. So if you guys want to do that, let me know. I'm all for it. So we
That kind of thing.
yeah, we've all been using the word awesome a lot, and it seems to have a really technical meaning, particularly on the internet. It's this really zeitgeisty concept, and it seems to be incredibly positive and grab onto a lot of different things, like cutting-edge science and cat videos. And it's got both, and it's totally cool, and it makes everything better and happier, and it's something to strive for, and I sort of want to do some analysis on what on earth that concept really is. And so I'm going to want to be using the social stuff we have and say, hey everybody, what's awesome? Put it in the hat, and we'll do some analysis and see where it all leads us by the end. I don't think we'll